the reality is, it's been a pretty big game change, a range of tasks. It's going to be probably a golden age. Is India lead when it comes to digital public goods? When I think about our mission to empower every person and every organization on the planet to achieve more, that idea of taking that most malleable resource that we have in terms of digital technology and relating it to the challenges of people and organizations everywhere is what we are grounded on. In fact, I would say, putting more of an emphasis, especially in a time like this, on what does achieve more mean? And how do we achieve more with less? If you're going to make the energy transition, by definition, if we want to have economic growth going forward, you have to have an economic growth paradigm that doesn't consume energy at the rate at which we are consuming. And that's sort of going to be, I think, one of the key things and a key imperative in the context of India and India's growth even. So to me, what I wanted to spend a few minutes, given the context of the overall conversation, this transition, and I mean, drive that economic growth, that achievement, while being able to do everything that we want to do with a lot less of resources. The first one, I think, is the cloud. I mean, the reality is, it's been a pretty big game changer. I mean, when I look back, I participated in the PC revolution, the client-server revolution, and the cloud. Those would be the three major things, at least in my professional career of the 30 years. And cloud still, you would say, is in the early to intermediate innings, because the first thing, the data point which is still stunning to me is how much more efficient the cloud is, right? The cloud-native applications have really not yet begun. The fundamental point is that by 2025, you're going to have most of the applications anybody builds really at that efficient frontier of cloud-native, right? It's 10x, 100x better even in some cases. And we see tremendous momentum today when it comes to cloud adoption. In fact, when I think about Microsoft, that's been the big, when in the client-server era, we sold a few servers in India. But in the cloud era, it's a completely different ballgame, right? When I look at every business and the cloud consumption, it's tremendous to see. We see Adani choosing Azure for its expansion, HFDC, using it, in fact, to consolidate all of the data platforms. And, Yes Bank built their super app. So tremendous adoption of cloud. And in fact, the more and more I talk to my partners and customers here, I get excited about sort of even the unique things that are happening in India using the cloud. And that's, really definitely a real departure from the previous era. If it is, let's think about how it can augment every one of us in whatever it is that we're doing. Every knowledge worker is going to be more creative, more expressive, more productive. Every frontline worker will be able to do more knowledge work than they ever were able to do because of this co-pilot being there for them. Every design task, whether it's software engineering, mechanical design, architecture, pick your design task, is going to be that much more productive going forward. So it's ultimately, in my opinion, going to accelerate human creativity, human ingenuity, and human productivity across a range of tasks. It's going to be probably a golden age of what was predominantly, if you think about the computer revolution, it created mass consumer behavior change and productivity for knowledge workers. But what if we could spread that productivity across the board much more evenly? To me, that I love. I mean, one of the things that's probably unbelievable, amazing, great to see is India lead when it comes to digital public goods, right? I mean, there's India, and then there is daylight. When it comes to the enlightened way India is building out digital infrastructure as a public.